By the way, like I say, if I remember right, and I don't know if I do or not, but I remember the Asians or the Orientals, what most people would call slant eyes. I don't know why they call them slant eyes. I don't know. Maybe because their eyes were slightly. I don't know. I was wondering about that actually. But Asians, Orientals, the people that are in Japan and China and also Korea. Those people, by the way, like I say, uh, were um, were had the best sense of humor. By the way, they like I said, they practiced the perfection of just about everything. They practiced the perfection of guns and quick draw. They practiced the perfection of government, the perfection of just about everything. Like I said, you should have seen them back in the day. They divided up into groups of like a couple hundred, like 500 or 1,000. It may have been my idea. I don't really know. Like I say, and then each little group in China, like I said, to most people that would go into China, it would appear like there were 30 or 60 or 100 different factions in China. And like I say, a lot of the American government, intelligence, uh, my best impression of of what's called Nixon, would have told you that there were 30, 60, or 120 factions in China or Japan. But actually, there weren't. There were actually just different different groups doing the perfection of different things. I believe, if I remember right, it was actually they were all one group, and they were all communicating with me or a department head in China, which I believe was another agent or 60 or so different wife and husbands, basically. And like I said, they were practicing the perfection of everything. So, or the perfection of stuff. So, anyway, like I said, if you're Asian, you should have unity. You have had unity for thousands of years. Like I said, there was no a bunch of Vietnam veterans or a bunch of what would be considered American people. Basically, Nixon was trying to control Japan, or they were trying to control groups. Like they were calling certain things blah blah Japan. Like I said, there was no Japan and China. There was only one group, basically. They were one. They always had the best unity for thousands of years. Anyway, with and without me. And at one point in time, they decided to practice the perfection of just about everything: government, science, technology, everything. And this happened hundreds or thousands of years ago that the Asians actually did this. And like I said, I was quite impressed and amazed. They were amazing. They are amazing. So anyway, though, and they also had the best jokes, some really funny jokes as well. Like I said, if you're Oriental or Asian, you should be proud. I'm sorry, like I said, they were tortured and persecuted and hurt, and it was horrible. The truth was that Nixon, JFK, and what is the U.S. people were trying to gain entry, trying to get at, trying to control China or Japan. Like I said, they were a very advanced race. They've always been. Anyway, though, but like I said, Germany was already in there. And like I said, America, well, it wasn't really, America was, America, like I said, I named America. I created America. Or my people created America for me, basically. My Germans, probably my Irish people, and also my Asians or Orientals. Like I said, very amazing work. Um, anyway, though, it's very complicated. But anyway, though, but like I say, I didn't bother people. Like I said, I didn't attack people. I just defended my own little area, and basically areas where I was asked to come into, or, well, there was this one time when we found people being persecuted or hurt or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, and I was like, I'm going over there. I sent troops over there. But it was, I don't know, I think we found a bad site or bad work site. Someone had single wall construction, they had a bunch of people there, and it was bad. And so I think my people went in there to do something about it. Anyway, I don't really know. There's a lot of stuff, yeah, whatever. But like I said, the Asians Orientals were very, very good people, always have been. Anyway, and very honest. So anyway. Anyway, though, like I said, the first time Asians, I think, did, like, originally, I think the Germans and maybe the English people were working together, but it's hard to say. Like I say, I mean, the Asians were always, and even the Middle Easterns were around. I think Middle Easterns or the Libyans actually had the rockets first, but I'm not sure. Like I said, there's a lot of groups that are trying to get it first. They're trying to do things first. There are a lot of groups that are trying to out me, and like I would later on say, well, the thing is that I'm not from around here. I'm from before, and from the exoskeleton in 1.5. I spent my entire existence with them, with the exoskeletons, and then the 1.5s, and then I created humanity, and then I was spending it with humanity. You know, so you know, so I mean, I'm from before. So that's why Rodney and a bunch of other people were like, blah, 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 we're before you. It's like, no, you're not. You know. Anyway, Brian. It's like, my name's not really Brian. It's Lucifer Star. So whatever. Paradoxical yourself into another existence and get out of mine. Like I say, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I was just on vacation, and like I said, 900 trillion years, and I've never been human once. So this was the one time I was going to be human. Like I say, and it mattered because so many other people were saying that they were Lucifer Star, or they were blah 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 blah, or blah 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 blah, or Ellis blah 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 blah, and it's like there were so many of them that I was like, that's it. I'm only gonna have one life and one existence, and then that's it. I'm over this. I'm done with this. There are too many people running around lying, pretending to be me. And I've never been black. I'm never going to be black. I've never even been Asian. And besides, like I said, the Asians were going to make me an Asian, and they were going to do it and probably treat me very nicely and very well. And I said, well, yeah, but I don't really want to be. So they understood, I think. And I said, no, I want to have, an American body, or, just normal. Anyway, though, so I politely declined because I love them, and I would have probably been very happy being Oriental or Asian, but anyway, I politely declined. So anyway, they're very wonderful people over there. They would have probably treated me much better, and probably treated me like a king and made me very happy. Like I said, I love you. I love the Orientals. I hated, even Rodney kept telling me slant eyes, only good Chinese, the dead Chinese, and blah, 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 or the only Viet Cong. And I was like, shut the fuck up. You pathetic piece of shit. And they made you president or general. What kind of piece of shit are you? Sorry, not you, but I mean, Rodney and other people. It's like, a true leader is accepting, understanding, and not judgmental of other people just because they look different or are different. I would know because, like I say, I had 1.5s, I had exoskeletons, and lots of other life forms, and was a great, great, great monumental leader. Huge. Anyway, so, like I said, the great LS Lucifer Star. So, anyway, ancient before humanity creator. Spending one life, one vacation, 99 trillion years. As a person. For the first time ever. Like I said, there's a lot of people that say, I slept with you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. I'm sorry. Although I did allow a few women to be supposedly married to me. Or whatever else like that. Because, I don't know. Anyway, it was something, there were these wonderful women and I liked them, so. Yeah, whatever. But they weren't, but I never met them or slept with them. So, anyway, it was, whatever. Anyway, though, but they're wonderful, beautiful women. So, I'm sure. So anyway, whatever. So anyway, like I say, I'm just laying it all to rest that basically, no. There are no other Lucifer stars, and I've been killed at least 2 or 3 times and come back to prove that, nope. Anyway, whatever. So whatever, I'm done with it. Like I said, humanity spent over 150 or 500 million years trying to kill me, or trying to keep me from existing. It's like, good luck with that. It's kind of funny, humanity trying to keep their creator from existing in the first place. Yeah, probably not going to work out for you. You know, I'm sorry. I mean, it's like there are things that you can do in this universe, in this existence, but then there are things that you can't do. Keeping me from existing. You could maybe have kept me from being Brian, yes, but you couldn't have kept me from existing because, like I said, I'm your true creator. So, like, a lot of people were saying they're gonna erase you, blah blah. I was like, I don't think they can do that. They can kill me, but they can't keep me from existing in the first place. That's just kind of like impossible. And besides, like I said, a lot of Americans and a lot of people in the American government were saying, well, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen anyway because you know, we have it on very good authority that you're the most free, the most understanding, and blah, blah, blah. The best creator ever. It's like, yeah. Hundreds of trillions of years old, verified by more than one race and more than one life form type. So, very much not just Brian, like I say, Rodney. So anyway, while the public didn't exactly know who I truly am and blah, 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 other people would slowly be finding out and blah, blah. And it was considered national security, top secret. Anyway, my Irish people might have laughed about it more because, like I said, I love the Irish people and then great wealth. Like I said, they had followed me for hundreds of years and they had built many a mine and had great big massive ships and were a very proud, happy race, and laughing about the whole thing because, it was just ridiculous. You're like Anton, a whole bunch of black people sneaking out to my tugboats to paint Anton on the back of it in freezing cold water. I think a couple of them died that way. Or a couple Yankees or Confederacy trying to get submarines before me and sinking the submarine or something like that. They were messing around with. It was designed to be a torpedo, by the way. It wasn't designed to have people inside. They just took the motors out of it. It was supposed to have electric motors and let us batteries or something like that. And they just took them out. And then left them because they didn't want anybody else. Like I said, a lot of people were copying what they found and going, yeah, I drew it on a napkin, see? And I invented it myself. Or my family invented it. It's like, did you notice that there's not one Irishman ever said that he invented it exactly himself without showing a picture and the invention and all that other stuff. And not one said that they drew it on a napkin. Like I said, a lot of the races, a lot of the people would just, it's like, epic. And then there's these piece of shit people who borrowed or stole civilian submarines, running around just looking like such stupid pieces of shit. I drew it on a napkin. Submarines didn't go down that deep. And, it's like, wow. Yeah, the most advanced we ever had was in 1960. We finally got to do some good stuff. Like, oh my God. Like, seriously, you actually go on TV. Like, thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling the whole world and the whole universe. Back in the day, they were releasing statements saying, yeah, the Wolf Pack, it's Germany, blah, blah. It wasn't Germany. Those were civilian submarines at Pearl Harbor. They're rentals. Anyone could rent them, but you couldn't take them more than a day's travel away from the base, and you had to pay for fuel. So people were cruising around with them and doing stuff in the white submarines. Like I said, they were painted with a special paint, and they were like 120 years old, and they were refurbished, all perfect. So civilians could just be able to mess around with a submarine. And they had experienced captains and crews to go and cruise them around, and students and stuff like that. And it was so people could actually just normal people could experience submarines for the first time. And we were working on some with some glass so they could go down a couple hundred feet and so they could look out the portholes in the beautiful water around Pearl Harbor. So the water used to be really clear and really nice. Anyway, I try and do something nice and it ends up being this epic disaster. It's like, see, that's what I get for trying to be nice to some civilians, to some people. Next thing you know, they're like, blah, blah, like, what the? Like, seriously.